It's a podcast, and it's a panel quiz. It's a video game pod quiz. It's Thursday the 22nd of August, and this is Level Up. In the best video game tradition, the aim is to gain experience and level up. XP is earned by answering questions correctly, being interesting or amusing, and generally appealing to my better nature. And while players can't lose XP, answering incorrectly, camping, or questioning my authority, no matter how ill-informed or downright wrong I am, will see XP awarded to the other players. The winner will be the player who has reached the highest level come the end of the game. With the unimportant people packed into crates and shipped off to Gamescom, this week our players are the ones who get to stay home and dissect the news husks that land on our examination tables. Player 1 is quite literally known as David Brown. It's David Brown.
Hello.
Player 2 is PC Zone legendary MMOner, Richie Shoemaker.
MMOner? Hello.
And player 3 is a proper writer, not one of these game hacks, author of Solid Extremis, Nick Brakespear.
Hello.
Round 1 is character creation. In order to help listeners decide who they're going to root for, you will each be given the chance to end the greatest debates in gaming history. Your decisions will change the world and have you loved by some and loathed by others. David, only one character can survive. The other will be lost to gaming forever. Mario or Sonic?
Oh, Mario's dead. Kill Mario. Just slice his head off and throw him in the bin.
So brutal.
Yes. And then have Sonic jump on his corpse to make sure he's dead.
We like Mario. Richie.
Yes.
One of them was a piece of garbage, but this one was brilliant. The Commodore Amiga or the Atari ST?
It's got to be the ST.
We're just watching the tumbleweed there.
Nick, there's too many online shooters. One must die. Will you sacrifice Battlefield or Call of Duty?
Well, that's a bit of a non-question, really. Call of Duty's got to die. I mean, the latest release, they are boldly proclaiming that they are featuring dedicated servers, as if this is a new bonus. Apparently hoping that everybody forgets that it used to be the standard. So, yeah, off with Call of Duty's head.
Marvellous. Good stuff, and by my reckoning, there should be someone in the middle of a Venn diagram right about now, ready to explode. Round 2 is a round based on a roundup of all the news that's been doing the rounds, and which we rounded on calling the news rectangle. There are 6 imaginary boxes for the players to choose from, which will lead to a question rooted in a news story from the past 7 days. So hopefully you've been paying attention to the news wires. Richie, we'll start with you. Pick a number from 1 to 6.
4.
Whose games are great or your money back?
Oh Lord. All of them? No, I have no idea. I really have no idea.
Last week I got a question wrong about EA. So, is it EA?
It is EA.
Oh wow!
Wait,
Total guess.
I did log into Origin today, and it said something about getting your money back if you don't like something. But I was like, I didn't see that. Think that was news. Is that a policy they've always had?
No, this is a new one. EA. Yeah, the answer is EA, who will now give refunds to games purchased through their Origin service in what they're calling their Great Game Guarantee. There are restrictions. A game has to have been published by EA. You need to request a refund within 7 days of purchase, or the launch date if pre-ordered, and within 24 hours of first playing the game.
So in other words, no chance.
Well, so you're not likely to buy from Origin because it is so overpriced. But at least it is something. What I thought about this was people could use this as a way of getting. I mean, you could buy a game from Origin, particularly one of the ones that has a relatively short single player campaign, if that's all you were interested in. Play the single player campaign, complete it in 8 hours, ask for your money back, saying, well, that was crap, it was only 8 hours, give me my money back. Free game.
You know what they could do instead, though? Is actually bring back demos.
We don't want any radical thinking on this show, Nicholas.
Does that apply to DLC as well?
I don't believe so.
Because clearly all the gameplay is going to DLC, and therefore, your consumer rights don't really matter anyway.
If you buy DLC on Origin, do you actually buy it directly, or is it like the Games for Windows Live marketplace where you buy points, and as such they're completely immune to any sort of refund issues because you didn't buy the game, you bought points?
No, well, even Microsoft are getting rid of the points have gone.
Well, thank God for that.
Microsoft points went beginning of August, I think it was.
Today.
Is it today? And the new system comes in on the 1st of September, doesn't it?
Well, there we go. I've been inadvertently topical.
So yes, EA doing something positive for the 3rd week on the trot. It's incredible. Worst company in the world, you know. Right, Nick, you're next. Number 4's gone. Pick a number from 1 to 6.
6.
Number 6. Who posted something of a sick advertisement for their console?
Is this a trick question? Is it all of them?
No, it's not.
I know, sir.
Oh, I'll have to pass it over to him. I have no idea.
Okay, Richie, you going to want to jump in?
Although I've never said it in public, so I don't know how you pronounce it. Is it Ouya?
Ouya.
Oh, them.
Yes.
Does that count as a console? Is that?
It's an
according to the
Android
marketing
micro
spiel.
console.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you seen the ad, Richie? Oh, I've just heard.
I
it.
haven't. No, I just saw something about vomit or something. I have.
Fill us in.
I mean, I don't usually see things with the word vomit and go, "Oh, I must see this." I just take it as read that vomit is involved, and I just think, "Okay, I believe you."
This is Ouya's YouTube channel, which hosted an animated advertisement for their console in which a gamer sat on a couch in his pants, having spent $60 on the latest installment of a franchise, decides it's the same game he's been buying each year and proceeds to fill the room with vomit before removing his own spinal column and beating himself to a pulp with it.
Isn't that there is a sketch by Stuart Lee on his Comedy Vehicle show where a husband and wife sit down to watch television and they say, "Oh, what's on ITV?" and they turn it on and then a river of excrement flows from the TV.
That's not far from the truth, is it?
Yeah, and then he said, "Oh, what about Channel 4?" And you put on Channel, and then another river comes out. It comes out like of their couch or something.
It sounds
basically
familiar.
they've nicked that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or did they really miss a trick with the name? Because everybody every time I see it written, it's just Ouya, and every time anybody says it, it's just Ouya. But surely, if you're going to call something Ouya, you need some like American with a deep voice who just goes Ouya. Otherwise,
Yeah, I'm sure
It is
that's
very
coming.
US Marines, isn't it?
Does it mean something that I'm missing, or is it literally just some weird throaty noise?
It's OU Yankee arses. Yeah.
Well, that explains everything.
Yeah. I'll be editing that out.
You mean you falling off your chair?
Yeah, criticising America. Whatever next?
Well, the NSA will be listening to this. It's the first thing they do every day. Is check till we put a new episode out.
Yeah.
Our radical anti-American views.
You know what I find funny about all the hysteria about spying, is that the whole thing was that a lot of the information they were getting was stuff that had already been gathered by Facebook and other such companies. That it's information that people gave them willingly, but apparently as soon as the spies use that information, it's not okay.
Is this about games? Is this about games? Sorry, I tuned out for a bit there.
No, but it's interesting. Full enough, it's one of those silly little things. Sometimes when you're tinkling on the guitar, and when the Xbox One got announced, everyone was calling it the Xbone.
They're still going to be calling it that.
Well, yeah,
Bloody stupid
but I actually found myself doing it. Yeah, the elbow bone's connected to the wrist bone's connected to the Xbone bone's connected to the NSA.
It is inevitable. I don't know why their PR people didn't see it coming, that users and fans of the Xbone will be called Xboners. I
Yep.
don't know what they were thinking.
Yep, that's true. Is my question now?
Sorry, Dave. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes. Pick a number from 1 to 6. 4 and 6 have gone.
1.
Number 1. Whose streaming service is getting twitchy?
Oh, is it Twitch being on Xbox now? Is it that? I saw a big Twitch thing on my Xbox yesterday.
Yeah, that would have been news about 2 months ago, not this week though.
You're out of date.
Yeah, I only took. Oh, is it another console that happens to have added Twitch to it?
Yes.
Yeah, is it the PS3?
Is it?
No.
Is it the Wii?
No.
Is it the Wii U?
No.
Oh, bloody hell, there aren't any left.
Is it the Ouya?
No.
3DS?
No.
PS Vita?
No.
Vectrex?
No.
Okay, I think I've run out of consoles.
You've been close.
iOS?
It is Sony, but given that you hit every manufacturer, you're bound to at least get that bit right. Sony have announced that they'll be using Twitch TV as their technical partner for PlayStation 4.
Oh, that's not even out yet.
No, it's not. That's why they're getting the announcements now. PlayStation 4 owners will be able to stream their games using the Twitch service. Twitch have already partnered with Microsoft for streaming on the Xbone, and many PC users already use the service regularly for their many adventures. As it stands, upwards of 600,000 streams are being created per month on Twitch, with viewers reaching an amazing 38 million per month.
Has anyone here done any streaming via Twitch?
No.
No.
I've not even watched anything via Twitch. I've tried. To go back to something we were talking before. The thing I've tried to watch most often has been people playing Euro Truck Sim 2.
Well, the thing is, you have the video on the left, don't you? You have the chat window on the right, and you spend most of your time on the chat window anyway, just talking about the stuff you're not actually watching.
Oh, that wouldn't be driving safely. No.
That's true. You've got to check your chat window before you make a manoeuvre.
Pull over to the side of the road before you check the chat window.
The funniest thing, the only thing I've ever seen on Twitch was actually a recording of an earlier sort of live session where somebody was playing DayZ, and they were being stalked by this guy who was running around with an axe, and he had like some sort of soundboard, and it was really creepy. He was like singing. He had the voice of a child singing nursery rhymes while he was hunting this guy down across the wilderness. It was the freakiest thing.
Wow.
And at one point, this guy gets in a car, and he looks to the left, and the stalker is sitting there in the car next to him. And because, you know, in Armed Assault 2, people's mouths actually move when they're talking. While the nursery rhyme was coming out at him, the guy's mouth was actually moving in time to it. It was the creepiest thing I've ever seen.
That actually sounds awesome. I really like the sound of that.
Well, yeah, everybody who saw it pisses themselves laughing, but the guy, because, you know, you could see his face on the live stream sort of camera thing, he was really crapping himself. I don't know if he was a bit stoned or drunk or something, but it was freaking him out, and in the end he just sort of Alt F4'd the game.
We're back with Richie. 2, 3 and 5 remaining.
Let's go for 5.
Number 5. Whose elderly game is sticking to old world models?
Oh, that's got to be Elder Scrolls Online. That's sticking to the proved to be useless subscription model that nobody makes any money from.
Absolutely correct. An announcement that I think took everybody by surprise.
I think it's brilliant.
But then
I'm
you're
very
an EVE
pleased.
Online player.
This is true, but I mean, the thing is, I mean, all these games that have gone so-called free to play over the years, you know, they've suddenly announced that they've got 3 million accounts all of a sudden. But if you check out the figures, you know, 6 months down the line, they're way back down again. So you know, it's kind of a false, a bit of a false strategy, I think.
How many accounts of those of 3 million, for example, are actually active? But that's another question.
Well, I don't know, but I mean, I was thinking of like Star Trek Online, which, you know, when that went free to play, I think they announced God knows how many millions of players. But then if you go and look up the figures now, you know, Star Trek Online is below EVE, for example. which has been, has doggedly stuck to the subscription model, and it's kept growing very, very slowly, but it's kept growing. Whereas all these other free-to-play games, they've suddenly gone free-to-play, got so many millions of extra accounts, but they've all sunk down again. And okay, they're probably making money and they're probably doing okay, but it doesn't last forever. It's a bit of a big hit of players, and then it goes back down again.
I think it's good. Sorry, go.
I tell you what probably helps EVE Online, though, is that other MMOs, you see them now, that the reason everybody's gone to the free-to-play thing is because you see even the likes of World of Warcraft, its massive, ridiculously high subscription figures have dropped in recent times, whereas EVE Online, as you say, has always been growing. But the thing is, while EVE Online is a subscription fee game, they give you the expansions for free. It's just part of the game update. And I think that's possibly a big thing that turns people off other big subscription games. You look at World of Warcraft, anytime they release a new expansion, it means you have to buy an extra new product to continue playing, basically.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, Eve creates. I mean, the content is kind of created by the players in a sense, because the only the news stories you hear about, 3,000 player battles, and then the next month it's a 4,000 player battle, and then it's a 10,000 player battle. So that's always going up without the content necessarily being created. The problem with Elder Scrolls is they've got to create the content, and if they don't, then they obviously will be in trouble. But if they can keep up with the content, which they probably can't, then they'll be okay. I mean, Star Wars, the Old Republic was an amazing amount of content, but it was incredible, and yet within 2 weeks everyone had exhausted it and they couldn't keep up, and they had to go free to play. And I think it'd be the same with Elder Scrolls.
I think you're probably right there.
No, yeah, absolutely right, Richie. This is Bethesda's ZeniMax, who have announced that their forthcoming MMO, The Elder Scrolls Online, will not be launching as a free-to-play game, as was expected following many other MMOs switching to the model, but will instead be launching with a monthly subscription of £8.99. Matt Farrar from Bethesda said, "Players will appreciate not having to worry about being monetized in the middle of playing the game, which is definitely a problem that is cropping up more and more in online gaming these days. The fact that the word monetized exists points to the heart of the issue for us. We don't want the player to worry about which part of the game to pay for. With our system, they get it all." So yeah, perfect answer from Richard.
Just a very long answer.
Nick, we have 2 and 3 left.
3.
Who has 16 million reasons to be as cheery as a sunflower?
You see, I'm no good at the news. I don't pay attention to the news as much as I should. Go on then, Dave.
Is it Plants vs Zombies 2, EA, PopCap, etc.?
Absolutely spot on, yeah. EA PopCap as Plants vs Zombies 2 has been downloaded over 16 million times on iOS devices, topping the App Store chart in 137 countries. The game is exclusive to the Apple Orchard for the time being, with EA looking to see how big a money mountain they make from the app purchases before releasing on other platforms.
And that's one of them there games to feature monetization, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. That's it. It's free to play, but it's all about the in-app purchases.
I don't understand why anyone would want to pay for these little things.
Not for Plants vs Zombies. I mean,
if my wife gets on that, God knows what will happen. But I don't think I've ever bought something, a microtransaction or anything. Mainly, one of the main reasons is that it takes too long to fill in all your details into their systems. So it takes like 10 minutes to fill in your stuff, and by that time I'm bored and I don't want to actually buy the damn thing anymore.
Sorry, you've never paid for any microtransactions?
No, I don't think so. No.
Good lord.
I don't think so.
This is somebody who has all of those games on his press account for free.
Yeah, no, but I don't have the microtransactions in games, for example.
No, that's true.
But
I would be tempted to. Well, I have in the past. I would pay for things in a free-to-play game to support the game if it was the kind of game where you actually have a character and you can get something for your character. I would be tempted to do that to support the game if I had the money to burn.
Or cosmetically, or actual game changing.
But in a game like I would never support a system like that if I actually got a bonus. Like, I'd never buy experience points or anything like that. I'd never buy any in-game gold or whatever. I would just buy the aesthetic stuff. But I really don't see how it would be appealing to buy that sort of stuff in Plants vs Zombies. I mean, it's not like you have a character running around with a nice new hat or something.
Isn't it the old kind of, the old kind of plants that you had in the original game that aren't in the sequel?
Oh no, that's taking
Right.
the piss.
Is that the case?
That's what it will be. Yeah, I mean that's what it is on the Plants vs Zombies Facebook thing. As half of the stuff isn't there, so you have to buy. I don't know. I've never played them, but it's. I think that is exactly what it'll be. I mean, we could be wrong, but
Again, unfortunately, I've not played it myself either. Although I did notice one of the transactions was to purchase the frozen pea shooter. So presumably you could well be right. It could be that the plants from the first game.
that is
Bought
disgusting.
him.
That is disgusting.
It's what the public want, Dave. That's what people keep paying for. And as long as people are paying for it, the publishers will
be killed. The public should be raised to the ground.
Well,
to the side.
maybe they could use this whole system as some sort of intelligence test for the public.
Yeah, exactly.
If you buy this stuff in this context, then Dave will come to your house.
If you buy it, you are immediately sort of gassed. Your iPhone gasses you, and you die.
Sounds like a plan. Okay, Dave, that leaves you with question 2. Who confirmed that what was live will soon be dead?
Oh, is that Microsoft killing Games for Windows Live?
It is.
Yeah.
Long overdue.
I actually got some questions right about the news this week. Crikey.
It's Microsoft who let slip, though have since retracted without clarification, that as of the 1st of July next year, Games for Windows Live will be shut down. Having already announced the closure of the Games for Windows marketplace effective today, it remains to be seen what will happen to the online components of Microsoft's games on the platform come July.
The statement that I saw is that you can't buy anything or do anything like that, but the stuff you have, you can still play, I believe. But then I also saw someone say something about like Minerva's Den from BioShock 2 that he couldn't get that.
Well, of course, the joke is with Games for Windows Live, leaving aside them supporting it or not supporting it in its death throes, the damn thing barely worked in the first place. I mean, there was some free bit of DLC for BioShock 2 that I tried to get working via the Games for Windows Live interface, and it wouldn't even install. So God knows what it'll be like now when they're basically, at some point they're just going to pull support of it. It'll be like the Halo franchise on consoles, when they stopped supporting, was it Halo 2's multiplayer after a while?
I know a lot of people are worried about Dark Souls.
Oh, that's on there, isn't it? But I mean, you could still play it. I mean, some of these games, they require you actually. Does it check in or that sort of thing when you load the game?
Well, Fallout 3 did. Fallout 3 was always you had to be signed in. Caused me no end of trouble because I had a problem with the Games for Windows Live refusing to update. And even though I've never cared about achievements, all of a sudden I couldn't get achievements. The game kept popping up and saying I'd got an achievement, but it wasn't giving me the achievement. And even though I didn't want the achievements, the fact that it was saying that I had it but I didn't have it annoyed me. It's just one of those stupid little things.
What they should do is send out a bit of code saying Game to Windows die, and then it just removes one bit of code or something from everyone's, or adds a bit of code saying now it's not needed. Or something.
Well, actually, you can do that, although it's the third-party stuff for BioShock 2, because I was getting really pissed off with Games for Windows Live interfering with things. I actually downloaded this one little DLL file that basically tricked Games for Windows Live into just going away into a corner and dying quietly, and you could play the game. And the annoying thing was it would wipe all your saves before you'd done this, but once you'd done it, you could play the game normally and forget that Windows Live existed.
Oh, yeah, that's what will happen if Microsoft don't do anything. What they should do is do it themselves.
What they should do is invent a time machine, go back in time and fire the guy who thought of it in the first place.
Round 3 is the retro round, where the players buzz in to answer questions about gaming's past. So first things first, let's hear those audible identification devices. David.
Again, it's
very distinctive, lovely.
Yes.
Richie.
Kirk's Enterprise.
Excellent. And Nick. Marvellous. Technology at its finest. Right, this week we are going back to the sunny days of 2006. Now, 2006 was a bit of a year for hardware, with Nintendo releasing an updated version of its handheld device. What was it called? Nick?
I'm just going to guess because I really don't know this. Was it the 3DS?
It wasn't 3DS, I'm afraid. No, it's a bit too early for the 3DS. Dave?
Is it Game Boy Advance then?
It was after the Game Boy Advance.
I don't know.
Space, the final frontier.
Richie.
Okay, is it that DS that with the for old people?
DS.
The big screens and the leather back.
The DS XL.
Yes.
No, it wasn't. It was
What
actually.
the hell is this?
It was actually the DS Lite.
Oh.
The
God,
first redesign of the DS was in 2006, and it was the DS Lite.
Was that the low-fat version?
Yes. Slimmer, and your GBA cartridges hung out the bottom of it because the port was smaller. Okay. Nintendo also unleashed a brand new console on the world. What was that called?
I think Dave was before me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you answer it simply because that buzzer was so excellent.
I've put myself off. Was it the Wii?
It was the Wii.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was gonna say.
I'll donate that to you, Dave.
Oh, perhaps we'll share it.
I'll give it to you both for the camaraderie and the good sportsmanship. That's lovely.
You'll give it to you both.
Sounded like Mallow.
Which other console had its Japanese and US release? Nick?
Was it the PS3?
It was the PS3. Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, well done. 2 years after its release, Rockstar found themselves in legal trouble US side for a mod that reactivated.
Oh,
Dave,
Well,
the
it's
interruption.
San Andreas and the hot coffee mod, isn't it?
It is indeed. Hot Coffee, a mod that allowed players to have CJ dry hump his girlfriend, which led to a legal battle, the game being withdrawn from sale, and the call for tighter restrictions on video game sales in the US. While here in the UK, some disapproving tutting was said to have been heard.
I played that. I was curious. I ran it. It was really bad.
Can you imagine? There must have been a reason for them taking it out in the first place.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was so bad. That's what they should have been. That's what it should have been. The controversy is just that if any kids played that, they would have this really warped view of what it's like, thinking that it involves really stilted movements and being fully clothed.
Bizarre. Strange thing.
Yeah. Did you get any health for doing it? Like, because in Vice City with the prostitutes in the cars, you got health, didn't you?
I don't know. I mean,
for participating.
if that wasn't one of the features, I can't remember if it was, but if that wasn't one of the features, that would only be because it wasn't fully implemented. I'm sure that was the intention, that you get some sexual healing.
Yeah.
Cool. Still on the subject then of US controversy with video games, who was the attorney who became legendary in his attempts to have video games legally held responsible for everything nasty that ever happened or was likely to happen ever again until he was disbarred? Richie?
It was Jack, and I think was it Thompson?
It was Jack Thompson, absolutely, yes.
That was it.
Brilliant.
The bastard.
Just misguided, I think. Okie dokie. Valve told us that the future was self-publishing episodic gaming, and to that end, the Source Engine and Steam's first episodic title was released. What was it called?
Ooh! Damn it.
Dave?
Is it Sin episodes?
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
It was Sin episodes, yeah, absolutely.
Emergence.
That's the one, yeah. I wonder what happened in episode 2.
Well, I think, wasn't it 8 episodes were planned or something, but we only ever got the first one. Where was the developer? Ritual, the developer, wasn't it? They were bought by some very much casual game, like the Facebook type of games companies, and so they said, you're not doing this proper gaming stuff, you're going to do all these casual games now, and that was pretty much the end of that. Very sad story.
A bit disappointing.
Yeah, it was very, very sad.
Because I have to say, I really enjoyed the first game, but I'd never played episodes, and I feel a bit bad now.
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
It was okay. Again, considering it was episode 1, so it was effectively just an introduction. It had enough in it that made me want to see a second instalment. I really liked it.
One of my best ever multiplayer gaming moments came in the original Sin, and there is a multiplayer map, deathmatch map, in a city, and it's like a street, and on one side there's a construction yard, and then the other side there's like high-rise buildings and stuff. And I remember playing a 4-player deathmatch on that, and it was so good. It was such a good map.
I remember that map. That was a good one.
Such a good map. Really interesting. There's some sort of crane as well. Oh, it was really good.
Was this the original?
The original Sin.
Yeah.
1997 or something.
In the old Quake 2 engine.
Yeah. It's such a good map.
I don't remember it.
The oldest games
It was that
journalist
good.
of us, and he doesn't remember it.
I remember lots of things to do with Sin, but not. Well, no, I don't think I played multiplayer. But...
Well, you might have a good shot at this follow-up question then. The Sin games featured a tech guy stroke hacker NPC whose name appeared to be a nod to a video game tech legend. Can you name him or them?
Carmack.
I was going to say that.
No, and absolutely right, Dave. Although you didn't buzz in, but I'll still give it to you. Yeah, the hacker.
Really?
in question-
I was correct.
Yeah, the hacker in question's name was JC Carmack.
Oh,
Ah.
I cannot believe I got that correct. Wow.
So there you go. Yeah. 2006 saw the first game in a continuing franchise released, which initially sees the protagonist join a gang in order to fight in a gang war with the intention of ending the gang wars and ultimately take control of the city. The debut game was a rather serious affair, but the series' continuation has been noted for its comedic exaggeration. Dave just got in first there, I
Is it
think.
me or is it Nick?
I'd say it was you, Dave.
Oh, it's Saints Row.
It is Saints Row, yes.
Good.
Damn you, David Brown.
Yes, I know things. I
Shocking.
can't believe it.
Staying with Saints Row, what is the name of the gang? Dave again.
This is the Saints.
It's not.
Hey,
They are the Saints, but they're I want their full name. I mean, the fact that the game's called Saints Row is a bit of a given that they're the Saints. Nick?
Is it the 3rd Street?
It is the 3rd Street Saints,
yeah.
yes. Very good.
See, we should be more confident about this because we played the 3rd game not that long ago.
that's true. The 4th game is out today or tomorrow.
Yeah, but don't buy it on PC because they've deliberately done a deal with Game so that you can only buy it at retail on PC from Game, and digital distribution is being the price is being kept artificially high. So it's one of those rare instances where the game on PC is costing significantly more than on consoles.
Ew.
40 quid. I can see it now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
not.
And £1.49 for the executive privilege pack as well, which you have to buy.
or $1 million for the $1 million pack.
Oh yeah.
That includes that comes with a car and plastic surgery and ridiculous stuff like that.
It'll be interesting to see if anybody actually buys that. That will be gaming news if somebody does, I think.
Or best just ignore them, to be fair.
Yeah.
And finally on Saints Row, what is the name of the city?
Oh God.
Go on, Nick.
I'm pretty sure this is wrong because I'm pretty sure this is only the 3rd one. Is it Steelport?
It's not Steelport, no.
No.
That's not the name of the city in the original game, no.
New Haven.
No, not New Haven either. It was Stillwater.
Oh, damn it, yes. I remember it now that you've said it.
I did as well.
No. Released as a PlayStation 2 exclusive, how is Canis Cadam Edit better known? David again?
It's Bully.
It is Bully.
Oh, yeah.
Very good. And what was the name of the school?
Well, you've got me there.
Nick?
Was it Stillwater?
It wasn't.
New Haven. New Haven.
No, it was Bulworth Academy. And that was 2006. Next was to be round 4, but unfortunately the questions have only been released in America, with us Europeans being denied access until next week. So instead, here's some music. Round 5 is Some People on the Pitch, in which each of our players has 30 seconds to pitch a game. While they do so, the other players can buzz in to challenge should the pitcher resort to video game cliches, make direct comparisons to other titles, or stray from the source game. David.
Oh, God.
Start with you. And this week, I would like you to pitch Civilization 5, please.
It's the dawn of time. Your men and women have come out of their caves and they have brought their clicking devices. And this clicking device is needed to construct a series of buildings and temples and places of business, all of which will contribute to getting them the best possible points total that they can possibly
Well, at that time,
surely there was loads of cliches in there. You could have put me up on.
a couple you maybe could have been pulled on. Points, definitely.
Yeah, points.
I thought it was great. I thought I was into a PR person. I think.
Oh, okay. Well,
That'd be great.
I actually thought it was a really good pitch. To be fair, yeah.
oh, okay. Then, yeah, great.
So. Okay, Richie, you're up next, and I would like you to pitch us Dust 514, please.
Yes. Okay. Dust 514 is quite good because
A challenge from Dave.
It's got quite good because quite good. Lots of games are quite good.
yeah, but it's not a cliche. Come on.
It's not
It's a cliche to be good.
No.
It's a
Okay,
cliche
it's
to be
Triple
quite
H
good.
crying out loud.
Oh, okay. well,
Triple A would be a cliche, but no.
Yeah, that's true.
That
Quite-
would be a mega cliche.
Quite good. Quite good. I'm going to say that's an incorrect challenge.
Boo.
XP to Richie. And
Oh.
please continue when you're ready.
Yes, Dust 513, 4, whatever, is quite good because it ties in with the EVE universe, which is a massive multiplayer online role-playing game, which I don't believe is a cliche, is a genre. And also, it's oh yes, here's something very cool about it, is that you can play it on your PlayStation.
That was a challenge from Dave.
Okay, that was a tentative challenge.
I think that
you can play it.
I think
you
it's
can play it. Nothing is more
cliche
cliched
that
than
you
playing
can
video
play
games than
games.
playing video games. So, yeah, that's a
cliche
fair
that you
challenge.
It's a cliche that you can play games.
Yeah, absolutely agree. That's a fair challenge. Richie, please continue when you're ready.
Well, I was going to say you can play it with a keyboard and a mouse on a PlayStation. I mean, I
That's
play.
okay. That's your time,
Right,
and that's.
something
Oh, okay. I win.
That's well, again, yeah, you had one challenge from Dave that was taken, but you also
I
survived
don't
another
think
one.
it's a challenge. I think he just spilled his glass of lemonade.
No, I was tentatively challenging because that's why I just tapped it very quietly. But yeah, it was upheld, so that pleases me.
That's fair. Okay, finally, Nick. I think it's probably fair to say you've got the toughest one tonight, I'm afraid. Look at the draw and all that. I would like you to pitch us Left 4 Dead.
Live long and prosper.
Come on, Left 4 Dead is a cliche in its own right. It's zombies, for crying out loud.
Give the guy a chance.
If he mentions zombies, we're right on that.
Yeah, okay.
Or anything vaguely based on zombies.
But yeah, start when you're ready, please, Nick.
Right. Well, in Left 4 Dead, the purpose of the game is that you're playing as an utter psychopath who is.
Richie, challenge.
No, sorry. I accidentally backed on one of
Well, that's fine. But you
You
did.
did say psychopath, which in itself is another treaty.
I don't think we see particularly many psychopaths in games these days, unfortunately.
Making them, yes, but not actually in
Yeah.
them.
But you did buzz in, and there wasn't a challenge there, so bonus XP to Nick. And continue when you're ready, please.
Yes. So you play a bunch of psychopaths whose job it is to go around and wipe out people suffering from a terminal disease. And to help you on this mission, you can recruit inept people from your friends list, whatever platform you happen to be on, and use a variety. Well,
Challenge for Dave.
A friends list's a cliche now. Every game has a friends list now.
Technically, it's not the game that has the friends.
No.
Oh, no, they do. Lots of games have friend lists. They have their own one. even though it's running on a system that already has a friends list, that you have to add friends onto, even though you already have a friends list.
Mm,
That's the most
I think,
convoluted cliche
yes,
ever.
I think you make a good argument, Dave. But
What does Richie think?
I'm gonna say friends lists aren't a cliche, and I'm gonna turn down that challenge and give the XP to Nick. And yeah, please continue when you're ready, Nick.
Well, your average session killing victims
And
of
that's
a
time.
nasty disease.
I was going
I
to
was going to talk about steroids. Oh
I
well.
was going to buzz in for killing.
Now there's a cliche.
Yeah, just got that in.
I could have said forced euthanasia.
Yeah, exactly. That would have been fine. That would have been fine.
It's all about being inventive, isn't it? That was very good. I think you all did very, very well there. Very well indeed.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Time for our final round now, and it's the deathmatch buzzer round. General gaming knowledge questions. Buzz in to answer, but get the question wrong, and you're fragged out or miss the next question while you respawn. It's Gamescom week, gaming industry's biggest trade show. This European adventure is attended by over 5 times as many people as attend E3. But in what year did it start?
Before the ship blows up.
Richie?
That's actually my answer. I think it was 2006.
It wasn't 2006. No, sorry. That's incorrect. Nick?
Was it 2005?
It wasn't 2005 either. No.
Was it 2007?
It wasn't 2007 either. No, it actually started in 2009. Prior to 2009, it was the Leipzig Game Conference.
And
they ran in tandem until 2011. But Gamescom started in 2009 when it was moved to which city? David?
Cologne.
It was Cologne. Very good. One of the announcements for Gamescom was that the launch day Xbox One would come with a copy of FIFA 14. But in what year did EA release their first FIFA game?
Prepare to transport.
Richie?
95.
It wasn't 95.
Oh.
No.
Was it 93?
It was 93, Dave.
Very
good. But Richie, you gave me an incorrect answer, so you have to sit this one out.
Okay.
That 1993 release, what was it called? David?
Was this FIFA International Soccer?
It was FIFA International Soccer, yeah. As unlike the modern iteration, there were no club sides in it. It was all just international sides. Okay, everybody back in. The runaway FPS from Gamescom would seem to be Titanfall. Effectively, the FPS's great-great-great-grandfather. What was the first game to put the player in a maze viewed from a first-person perspective? Richie?
3D Monster Maze?
Bloody hell.
Excellent!
It was 3D Monster Maze.
Oh my god.
Released for the 16K ZX81 in 1982. Brilliant. Okay, it's the last question of the evening, so it's the multi-part Jumbo XP one. A popular gameplay video from Gamescom has been for Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, due out in October. Despite being called Assassin's Creed 4, excluding versions exclusively for mobile or browser-based services, there have been 9 games in the series released for home console and handhelds to date. Name them.
God almighty.
All of them?
Yeah, or as many as you can. There's XP for everyone you can get right. Nick?
Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
Assassin's Creed 2. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Assassin's Creed Revelations.
Yeah.
Doing very well so far, mate.
I'm going to say Assassin's Creed 3, but I don't know if it had a subtitle or something.
No, you're still going.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Well, that's brilliant. Yes, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 9.
The others.
That's excellent. David or Richie, either you want to come in and try and pick up the rest?
I can't do any better than that.
I can't either.
Just picking random name words and subtitle-y type words out of the hat.
It was like Tom Clancy games, Yeah. Rainbow Sandwich.
Yeah.
No, that I couldn't do any better than that.
Okay.
Call of Call of Duty. Assassin's Creed. Call of no.
No, right. The full list.
How about? Oh, let's guess. Let's have a wild guess.
Assassin's
Origins.
Mold
Origins.
sandwich.
Is that Origins?
Origins isn't.
Exodus.
Yeah.
Now, the full list is Assassin's Creed, released in 2007 for PC, PS3, and 360. Assassin's Creed Altair's Chronicles, released in 2008 for the DS.
Ugh.
Assassin's Creed Bloodlines, released in 2009 for the PSP. Assassin's Creed 2, released in 2009 for PC, PS3, and 360. Assassin's Creed 2 Discovery, released in 2009 for the DS. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, released in 2010 for PC, PS3, and 360. Assassin's Creed Revelations, released in 2011 for PC, PS3, and 360. Assassin's Creed 3, released in 2012 for PC, PS3, 360, and Wii U. And finally, Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, released in 2012 for the Vita. So there you go. And are we ready for the scores?
I think so.
Excited. Okay. In third place, dissecting frogs at level 18, is Richie.
You bastard.
In second place, mincing cadavers at level 21, is Dave.
What? What?
Which means our winner and very own Dr. Frankenstein at level 23 is Nick. So all that remains for me to do is thank our players, thank you for listening, and see you next time. Level Up was presented by me, Kev Furlong, and was a fairly whaley production.
Wait, so you're sitting at a computer, right?
Yeah.
And using a pad.
And you're using a pad.
Yes. And all the questions are printed out on pieces of paper, and I scroll on the paper as we go, and I have a notepad next to it that I'm writing on as we go as well.
Hang on, you can't have a go of using a pad. One of
No,
you's
I-
banging a glass and the other one's coughing.
Is this? Are we going to put this in the outtakes at the end?
Yeah. I might do.